We'll be watching you, Miss Dios. At least give them a welcome first. Fine. Pericles welcomes you to his symposium.
Май не съм добре дошла.
Kassandra, it's you!
Phoebe!
You said you weren't coming back to Kefalonia, so I decided to leave too.
I said I wouldn't be coming back. But I don't remember saying you should leave.
Здрасти, sweet dreams.
Well, here I am.
I can't believe you're
Това дете
here.
как си ходи насам там.
I can't believe we both made it to Athens. It's so much different from Kefalonia.
But what are you doing here?
I'm
Как
here
е
to get
дошло,
you
не се
ready.
знае. Добре
I
съм,
have to make
ще
sure you
благодаря.
leave all your
И как
weapons
си?
and change into these clothes.
So you somehow work here. For Pericles?
No, for Aspasia.
How is it you're working for Aspasia?
Well, I did get into a little bit of trouble after I got to Athens. I may have been a leader of a small group of orphans that tried to cheat Aspasia. We didn't know it was her, though.
And you convinced her to hire you?
No, she asked me on her own.
That was lucky. I don't understand why I have to change.
It's just what you do here. I felt weird at first, but you forget about it pretty fast.
And my weapons?
Don't worry, I'll take care of them. We don't want to scare people in there.
Well, I think I'm ready to go in.
You can't! Not like that, anyway. The Athenians like it best when you try to fit in. But don't worry, I have just the outfit for you.
I will what I want.
И ми редно е да си смениме дрехите, щом е такъв дрес кода.
I'll get changed. Promise you'll take care of my things?
Yep.
Дано не ни
Leave your weapons
нападнат.
in the corner, and I'll come back when you're done.
I feel uncomfortable in this.
Охо.
Now you look like everyone else.
You say that like it's a good thing.
It is. If you want to be
Забележете
seriously, this is the
какво има
easiest
под
way.
гърдите.
Trust me.
Is that
Нещо
everything?
орчо не съм.
You're all ready to go in. Don't worry. You've done scarier things than this.
I'm struggling to think of any right now. Are you sure I can't keep just one weapon with me?
No weapons. Now hurry and go in. Oh, and don't leave without saying bye.
Here, Kassandra. The mighty mercenary and traveler has finally made her grand entrance. Only slightly late, too.
Herodotos! Athenians have no problem letting me know when I'm not welcome. It's a relief to see your friendly face.
Don't let the company here tonight intimidate you.
I won't.
Pericles is no king. He needs these guests to love him so that the people love him. And they, in turn, need Pericles. You're not different from any of them.
Do you really think these people will help me?
They will if you get them to trust you. And you've wisely dressed for the occasion. Appearing trustworthy is the most important part of being trusted, after all. Now then, come, let me introduce you to everyone. They may not look it, but this group holds the way to the future on the tip of their opinionated tongues. Ah, Sophocles and Euripides, for example.
О, Софокъл.
Two of the most celebrated playwrights to date. No one can throw stones as far as they can. They appear to be locked in some kind of intellectual struggle, as is their way.
He's a writer of comedies, of all things. Comedies, Euripides.
That doesn't look very intelligent.
I've heard of Sophocles. In my line of work, it pays to know who the richest and most famous men are.
Hermippos has also written his fair share of comedies. You should
Лека
think
штурчо.
more. Lately, his attitudes have garnered him more notice than his works. However, the fellow beside him, Protagoras, is a sophist worthy of as much praise as the great Socrates himself.
Защо всичко трябва да е свързано с Сократ?
Не знам.
Inviting Socrates seems like a good way to ruin everyone's night. I'm surprised they would let him in the door.
Oh, don't let Socrates get under your skin. At least he wore shoes for the occasion. And the poor thing gesticulating like an ape is Thrasymachos. If you listen closely, you'll notice he and Socrates are actually arguing the same points. But the wind from his wild gestures deafens him to critique.
That isn't at all what I mean.
Where is Pericles?
Oh, he never attends his own parties. Which reminds me, there's something I need to get his help with.
Vile Socrates, always appearing where I least expect him. Warrior, protect me from his amorous gaze.
What the fuck, don't touch me.
Alcibiades, this is not a time for jealousy, but for love.
Това са с памперс.
Let's not use Alcibiades as an example. Be
Да не си намери гаджет,
and
Crazy.
don't drink too much. So, tell me, what does a Mystios like you think of a party like this?
Че е скучно.
This is going to be a long night.
Седиш и
Party should be
обсъждаш
about
другите.
vomiting up blood, not vomiting up poetry. These people are so clean.
If these guests aren't to your own unique tastes, then just focus on why you came here in the first place.
Thank you, Herodotus.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Pericles is here somewhere and I need to prepare him. If he's alone, I'll tell him what your brother said.
Don't leave me alone. Да, бе.
Agreed.
Се правя сама.
Pericles needs to know. I'll stay here and look for clues.
I hope they know something about your mother.
Me too.
Добра логика и ще й кажат баш на нея. Трябва да са се понапили. Drink up. Това е лесно.
I suppose you've come in here to mock me for my fight with Euripides.
Не трябва да казваме какво мислим директно.
That wasn't one.
I really made a fool of myself this time, didn't I? I'm Sophocles, though I'm sure you knew that. And you are?
I am looking for information that'll help me find someone. A Spartan woman.
A Spartan woman in Athens. Sounds intriguing. Though, if you expect me to notice someone other than myself, you expect too much. You could talk to Euripides. He's the second most worldly man here. That pediculous, xanthodontus, exophthalmic Morosov. But he doesn't talk without a drink.
I have no idea what that meant.
No, you don't.
So we get him drunk and he talks. He sounds more Argive than Athenian.
Impressive, foreigner. Euripides is from Argos.
All right. If nothing else, this party could use the help.
You'll need to pick the right wine for this task. The kitchen should have what you need. Let me know when Euripides is done in, and I'll slip away unseen.
You're awfully worked up over Euripides. You sure you're just friends?
I'm never just anything, foreigner. Though I confess, Euripides and I hold a bond deeper than brotherhood. Why he slams it with a banal young plaything, Aristophanes, I will never know.
I'll get the wine.
Wonderful. Now, if you want some friendly advice, Aristophanes cannot stand sweet wine. I've seen what it can do to him. Absolutely, horrifyingly delightful.
It wouldn't be a party without someone losing their stomach. I'll let you know if your plan worked.
Save for that arrogant playwright. I don't see many distinguished guests in here. Can I help you with something?
I'm here for your sweet wine.
Yes, thank
Запомни
you.
го
But get out of my
сладко.
kitchen. I'm very busy, you know.
Казаха да не е сладко.
Да не е. Нали да е сладко трябваше?
Не.
Казаха, че обича...
Мрази сладко. Става му лошо на стомаха.
Не мога да говоря пак. Аз разбрах, че обича сладко.
Те трябваше да ме питаш.
Иначе ми стане лошо на стомаха сега, какво да направя? Все едно ме интересува. Лошо тогава ще го боли стомаха. Дано ни каже информацията преди да го заболи стомаха.
I am called many things. It isn't one of them.
What do you call yourself then? Creature of many names?
Kassandra.
I wouldn't peg you as a Kassandra, but never mind. I'm Aristophanes, and this man is Euripides. Oh, go on. Introduce yourself.
I'm Euripides.
For a playwright, you're not much for words.
Good men lead quiet lives, as old Euripides likes to say. Don't you, Euripides?
When I need to relax, I start a fight. For you, though...
Quickly! Bring him some wine so that he might say something clever.
After my argument with Sophocles, I think I'd rather keep my head clear.
You and Aristophanes could both use a drink. Let's play a game.
A competition?
Ah, wonderful idea. Euripides seems quiet, but he never turns down a challenge.
Well, if you brought us some wine, I wouldn't be opposed to showing this young one how we Argives drink.
Let's conjure Dionysos, shall we?
Да, какви са другите варианти? Те едва ли ще ми кажат нещо преди да се напият.
This is pure swill.
Amateur. In my day, this would be considered nectar of the gods. Another round!
Ready for more?
I can hardly stomach this pig's piss.
I could outdrink both of you with one hand.
Мисля, че трябва да спре да пие, защото ще му стане лошо. Да опитам ли?
Pericles has invited all of you here for some reason.
Either we dine here and praise Pericles, or we dine with Cleon. But Cleon has all the charm of a typical politician. A horrible voice, bad breeding, and vulgar manners.
Why don't you just apologize to Sophocles?
It's he who should apologize to you.
Sophocles is a friend, and one good friend is worth an entire family. He just needs time to recover from his outburst.
Да им дам да пият.
You ready for another?
Чакай как ги поглежда, докато им се въда. Кажи, че това не трябва да го пита.
You, I like you. Who brought you here?
I brought myself. I'm on the trail of a woman who fled Sparta a long time ago.
Fled? Why?
She lost 2 children. She had no choice.
She fled to heal a broken heart. Euripides, write her into a play.
I've heard Spartan
Сладко вино така става скоч.
sanctuary in Argolis to beg Asclepios for his divine pity. I should know, it's my home.
After what she went through, I'm not sure she'd trust priests.
Then she sought my friend, Hippocrates. He's a physician, best of the best. He still keeps his office in Argos. If she went to him for help, there's no doubt he'd have given it.
I love getting drunk and singing. Come back if you want to sing with me.
I'll think about it. Hippocrates in Argos. Here I come.
How's Euripides? Drunk, I hope.
How do you know Pericles?
I believe you mean to ask me, how does Pericles know you? I'm the greatest dramatist in the land, mentor to Euripides, lover of Asclepios, father of theater, and so on, and so on.
I'm sure it's a real honor to have you hiding in his kitchen. You're awfully worked up over Euripides. You sure you're just friends?
I'm never just anything,
Да, това го питах.
though I confess, Euripides and I hold a bond deeper than brotherhood. Why he slams it with a banal young plaything, Aristophanes, I will never know.
You can stop hiding in here. Euripides won't notice you coming out. He won't notice anything.
Hiding? Heed this. War has come to Athens. First they take our homes, then they take our heads. I intend to be found with at least my dignity intact. Or what's left of it anyway. If you see Pericles, tell him I said thank you for another colorful evening.
Не беше да го напия да ми каже две неща. Ако ми кажеш къде е изхода. Прекалих с топлия шоколад.
Тук вратата вляво.
Мога ли за информация да говоря?
Yes, you come and talk to this infuriating air-bladder. I've had my fill.
Perhaps later. First, explain to me your point again.
And so it isn't the rich and powerful, but the gods who are the source of justice?
What? No! Have you been listening to nothing I say?
Dionysus, there you are. Everyone else here is boring. Let's play a singing game. You like to sing? You like to sing.
Nothing like a good drinking song.
I'm not singing.
Ма да пея ли сега с тях?
Sing with me. Friends sing with each other. That's just what friends do. And you, me, we're friends.
Да, да.
Nothing like a good
Let's
drinking.
do this.
I want to play too, but who should start?
Euripides should start. It was his idea.
Fine, fine, but let's do a good one. A battle song?
Is there any other kind?
At the flick of a limb comes Aspasia's whim, and Pericles' walls aim to contain us all within.
The Spartan hordes outside eat your cattle and children alive. They dance at your walls, they don't rain but they squall.
Pericles guarantees death for us all.
Oh, so bring your merchants and bring their butlers. If they be sons, they bring their fathers. This is war, war, war.
Bring your murderers to the crimson quiver. Bring the helots if they be spillers. It is war, war, war.
Without our fathers or mothers, we row straight to Hades, or the belly of Milos.
Окей. Аз видях, че ги прати одеве. Ако някой попита, тогава ги пращай. Много смешно.
So grab your spears and grab your daggers, plunge them deep in, heroes they'll make us. This is war, war, war! This is war, war, war!
War, war, war!
War, war, war!
Enough, enough! You're a great singer.
The best! You should act in my plays.
Here, take this to remember the occasion. This party has turned out much better than I ever could have expected.
Нищо да не вземе информация. Пари ми даха. Аз за това ли си губим времето? Мен ми трябва информация.
Thank you for your help, my friend.
И не виждам други, с които мога да говоря.
Που με ακούεις, λέγως ήρθη γάτερ σου, με τα φίλων συμμοριτών, τον ιόν μου εξοικίασα πήγα γονάς παραλατομίου.
Всичко е към вратичката.
Someone's being hurt. Open this door or I'll kick it in!
Someone being hurt.
Oh, don't mind her. She likes to watch. Oh, look at you. Such authority. Such aggression. I can see why Pericles has taken such an interest.
Чувствам се неудобно да го гледам.
Поза да излезне от
спалната. Join us?
It sounded like someone was in pain.
Well, it can sometimes be hard to distinguish between sounds of pleasure and pain. Had I known you were going to knock, I would have left my door wide open for you.
Next. Не ме привлича.
I only came to this symposium to find someone.
Sounds like we can help each other then, doesn't it? You fetch us a bit of oil, I help you find who you're looking for. Maybe they're in here.
She's not in there.
I think I'll check all the same.
I come bearing gifts.
We're saved! Today, these women grieved for their sons. These men worked the wall. But tonight, we forget all of that. Let's have some fun! What do you say? Care to join us?
Здрасти, баце. Не ти разбирам писаници.
Ще им се подмазваме ли сега за информация на тия идиоти?
Няма смисъл. Ще трябва, за съжаление.
Time for some fun. You'll have to help me strip off these uncomfortable Athenian robes.
Gladly. If you like, we can feed them to the goat.
There's another goat?
That was fun.
Тази муцуна, вижте.
Now, it's time for you to help me, Ali. I'm looking for someone.
All business right until the end. I like that.
Focus. I'm looking for a woman who fled Sparta a long, long time ago.
Fled Sparta? No one flees Sparta. But let's pretend she did. If she were stupid, she'd be dead. If she were smart, she'd do what Aspasia did. She'd earn her independence. The smartest and most resourceful women I've ever met have been in Corinthia.
Theatera? I've heard they play some sort of role in Corinth, but I assumed it was the same as any other city.
Oh, no. These women are unlike any other you'll meet. A force, and the only ones there with any smarts. Ali! Come back inside!
Okay, well.
The celebration continues. When you reach Corinth, find Anfusas. No one goes in or out of the city without her knowing. Until we meet again, warrior.
Anthusa in Corinth. It's not much, but it's a start.
Първо ни казаха нещо друго сега.
Да. Well and love.
Оел.
Най-вече Оел.
Being so new to Athens and gaining access to this symposium is no small feat. Though you said there are things you wouldn't do, you gained Pericles' trust so quickly.
I've made my choice.
You really intend to use this young destruction to avoid the point being argued?
If you've been arguing this long and you haven't agreed yet, just give up.
We're discussing the nature of rulers. We're better to do so than here. I'll ask you the same question I asked Thrasymachos. Would you agree that the act of ruling is an art?
It is an art, as all worthy undertakings are. That is not up for argument.
Yet, medicine is for the betterment of the patient and not the physician. Carpentry improves the building, not the builder. Then, is the art of ruling not for the betterment of the ruled rather than the ruler?
Don't be absurd!
This argument between you two is pointless.
Perhaps. How do you define art?
I'm not getting dragged into this.
Very well. Answer this. Does the artist not give form and symmetry to her subject?
Well, yes.
Laws and justice do much the same for people, do they not? And is there any better way to communicate the story of a people than by revealing its customs and laws? If yes, then ruling, and thus justice, must be an art, as Thrasymachos says.
If you say so.
Aspasia.
Коя е този?
Странно. Али майка й?
Едва ли е майка й?
Специална дама, ще обеци.
И какъв нос?
You shouldn't be too hard on Socrates. He really has a brilliant mind, even if he comes off a little strong.
He isn't always like that, is he?
Ah, Phoebe. Pericles has retired to the balcony already, has he? His ability to sneak off and sulk is second to none.
I can go get him, and Kassandra can help. Everyone listens when she talks.
That'll be fine. Run along. Kassandra will be right behind you. Now, allow me to introduce myself. My name
Сократ, ако всеки го разбираше, всички щяхме да сме гениални.
Аспасия. Аспасия има такава. Да не казвам какво.
Не прочетох какво написа. Бин Спайн. Понеже не чух какво казва, просто ще питам Did you spy me?
I knew you people couldn't be trusted.
We do what we must to survive, and there's no shame in that.
Как няма да познае майка си?
How I got here. The clothes, they fit you well, I trust.
Yes, thank you е много любезно, трябва да бъдем по-груби.
You never really get used to them.
Мерси за
It seems we have the attention of the entire room without a single eye being fixed on us. If you'd like to talk, do it now and do it discreetly.
Discreetly, добре.
I've been searching for a woman named Mirimi, my mother. I think she may be in danger, and my search brought me here.
What clues do you have to her whereabouts?
A physician named Hippocrates may have seen her in Argos.
He's a good man. If you find a woman named Agathi there, do let her know Aspasia sends her regards. What else?
Alcibiades gave me the name of a woman in Corinth.
I'm sure he did. My dear friend, Anthusa, is the only one I know who's enjoyed a life in Corinth through legitimate means. Mostly legitimate, anyway.
That's all I have.
There is another option. In a former life, when I needed something done or someone found, I contacted a friend. An admiral of a sort.
What's his name?
Her name is Xenia. When we last spoke, she was in chaos. A word of caution. When you go to her, be on your guard. Sea life makes a monster out of
Шетър, моля те не спойвай какво ще става по-напред.
When you're done,
Бъди така добър.
Together we will find who you're looking for. Now do me a favor and get Pericles to come down here and greet his guests.
Аз тук не виждам стълби. Да се покатеря, ако е горе. Не сме превъртали играта, така че ето ги стълбите. Хубаво е все пак, нали, да ни е интересно докато играем. Ако знаем какво ще стане, няма да ни е интересно.
Kassandra! I didn't send for you. No matter how you've dressed for my party, Phoebe shouldn't have let you in.
Что?
Aspasia told me to come find you. She wants you to come down to the party.
She says I don't interact with our guests enough. But these parties aren't for me. Technically, you're a guest. If you join Herodotus and me, that should be enough for her. Don't you think?
Този мъж само
противоречи на жена си. When your days are spent speaking in front of crowds, you begin to crave these moments of silence.
Or as silent as I let it be, at least.
Your life is in danger.
Yes, Herodotus was saying. This cult doesn't worry me. I have my life threatened by far worse people every day. My true concern is Athens. I fear for her future.
The Spartans aren't your real concern, Pericles. The cult is coming, and they're bringing their strongest weapon.
Listen to her, Pericles.
The Spartans are immediate. A cult's threat is ambiguous.
I'm related to one of the cult members, and I believe him when he says they're coming after you.
Sound counsel to consider. I'll be sure to let my men know, regardless.
Aspasia sent me to see what's taking you so long.
Tell Aspasia I'll be right there. I suppose this is where our conversation ends. Thank you again for helping me. I hope my guests are able to help you in your search.
Time will tell.
Ние питаме всичките. С него вече говорихме. Той беше долу в кухнята. Leave the symposium. Много яко. Колко хубаво, че мога да се забудя. О, не, обърках се, не искам при този.
Изтума, че има филми.
Що ги бута?
You should find Hippocrates in Argos. I'm sure he will.
Не ме пускат да се тръгна. Да не би да трябва да...
Там то свети.
Трябва пак да говоря с някой.
You look tired.
Only of conversation.
Точно.
I think that's the most talking I've ever done.
See?
И аз така се чувствам.
Are you leaving?
I've had enough Athenian hospitality to last me a lifetime.
You get used to it. It's nice. What are you going to do now?
На много места. Той трите ще ги провериме, предполагам. Три?
There is a woman in Corinth I'd like to talk to.
I've heard about that place from Alcibiades. He says you don't go there to talk.
Alcibiades says a lot of things.
He sure does. Before you go, I heard something from Aspasia. About Kefalonia.
What is it?
She said there was some sort of plague. You don't think... My friend, the blood fever.
Don't think like that. Whatever happened on Kefalonia isn't our fault. I'll go myself and find out if this plague even happened, okay?
Okay. Thanks. I knew I could count on you.
Little Phoebe. Като Фиба.
Тя само командва.
Като голяма кака му е.
Ето малкото ни командва, не ние него.
Not going to beg to come along this time?
Nope. I'm happy here. And this isn't Kefalonia. That means you'll be back.
That's very true.
Plus, I really like working for Aspasia. She says she has a mission for me.
I'll see you soon, Phoebe.
Значи като кажеш на дете има мисия за теб, малко се притеснявам.